Good morning, everybody. I think, yeah, very good morning, very good morning. I think I'm audible enough, right? There is enough clarity regarding, yeah, very good morning, very good morning. I think there is enough clarity pertaining to my voice. Fine. Let us do a recapitulation of the portion that was taught in the previous classes. As you all know, the chapter that you are going through is Deep Water. And this particular chapter is written by William Orville Douglas. Actually, the chapter that is incorporated in your syllabus, it's just a fragment of the autobiography written by William Douglas. The name of the autobiography is Of Men and Mountains. So the entire autobiography is Of Men and Mountains, and the portion that is in your syllabus is just a small fragment, or a very small section of his autobiography. Naming Deep Water. Now, William Orville Douglas was born, in United States of America. He was born in the year 1898 and he expired in the year 1980. He was the judge of Supreme Court of United States of America and retired in the year 1975 after giving 36 years of service. The portion that we will be reading is about his transition from a very timid personality to a very confident youth. In the very initial part of the chapter, we come to know that Douglas had a fear pertaining to water. And the reason why he was affected by the fear was because of two experiences in his life. The very initial experience that he had was in the year when he was 3 or 4 years of age. He and his father had been to California to enjoy the beaches. However, he was under a huge wave. A small child of 3 or 4 years approximately under a wave was a very, terrific experience for the small child, and it affected his mind. And he developed a fear for water. But Douglas was not a very normal child. If he would have been a very normal child, he would have left venturing into water. But he tried the second option. He tried to face water. And in order to learn swimming, he joined YMCA pool, considering that YMCA pool would be a safest option for him to learn swimming. However, when he was 10 or 11 years of age, he had a very drastic experience where he was thrown inside the pool by a very muscular boy, and he was on the verge of drowning. Anyway, he was rescued. He didn't drown, he didn't die. Although he perceived that he would die because his body was exhausted and he was unable to breathe, and he surrendered himself to death. But ultimately, we can conclude that he didn't die as because he was rescued. Now, in his life, he had two very ominous experiences of drowning. One, when he was 3 or 4 years of age, and the second one was when he was 10 or 11 years of age. These two incidents changed his life completely. How it changed his life? He came to know about cascades, that is waterfall. He wanted to be to Titan, bumping river, warm lakes of goat rocks, and enjoy water. However, he didn't dare to venture there as because, he was already captivated by the fear of drowning. Now, because of this, he missed a lot of opportunities to swim, to boat, using canoes, to fish. In the latter half of the story, we come to know that William was not in the mood to surrender. He wanted a transition in his life. He wanted to face fear. He wanted to learn the art of swimming. In the process, he hired a trainer. This trainer played a very, very important role in his life as a swimmer. How the trainer trained him? The trainer broke the entire, swimming lessons into fragments, small fragments. And he ensured that William became expert related to every fragment. And when the trainer was sure that William was confident enough, what he did is he joined all the fragments together into an integrated whole as a swimmer. The trainer used to try a big rope in order to ensure that if by any means William gets drowned, he was in the position to rescue him. Gradually, phase by phase, William gained confidence and he became a swimmer. Again, becoming a swimmer was not that easy. William had a lot of practice sessions. He ensured a lot of practices, and gradually he would consider himself as an expert. Was competent in the art of swimming. However, William himself wanted to make an estimate of his calibers. Wanted to make an estimate of his caliber, his potential, his ability. The trainer certified that William has become an able swimmer. However, William himself wanted to self-judge himself whether he would be able to perform swimming when he was all by himself, when he was alone. Would he be able to conquer all the hurdles pertaining to water? He wanted to test himself. He wanted to judge his limits and he wanted to overcome his limits. The instructor was able to make a swimmer out of William in phases. When the trainer thought that William had perfected in each phase, he compiled them. He compiled all the phases. In the month of April the instructor told William that he would be able to swim. He asked him to dive into the pool and swim the length of the pool in a particular style called the crawl stroke. William was able to swim, but William had not overcome the fear yet, and had always wondered if the terror would grab him when he would be alone in the water. He tried to swim alone in the pool. The terror returned in small phases, but now he knew how one should swim. He faced the terror with confidence. He swam another length of the pool. William swam like this till the month of July, but he was not satisfied. He wanted to be sure that all the fear had left him. So he went to Lake Wentworth in North Hemisphere. Please make a note of it. The name of the lake is Wentworth in North Hemisphere. He dived into the lake from Triggs Island and swam for 2 miles up to Stampat Island. He performed the swim in different styles: crawl, breaststroke, side stroke, backstroke. The terror returned once when he was in the middle of the lake. When he put his head under water, he saw water all around and the fear returned. This time, William laughed at the terror and said that it lacked the potential to harm William anymore. And he realized that the terror had vanished, and he resumed swimming. I think this was the portion that was taught yesterday. Right? Today, we'll continue with another paragraph. I dived into the lake and swam across to the other shore and back, just as Doug Corpron used to do. Now please underline the name Doug Corpron. Short question might come from this particular portion. I shouted with joy, and Gilbert Peak returned the echo. I had conquered my fear of water. This paragraph makes us understand that William still had some doubt about the fear. इस पैराग्राफ से हम लोगों को एक चीज का एहसास होता है कि अभी भी विलियम के मन में दुविधा बाकी है. डाउट जो है वो डाउट अभी भी बाकी है. और डाउट किस चीज का है? क्या वो वाकई में डर को जीत सकता है? इस चीज को जांचने के लिए वो वेस्टर्न डायरेक्शन में जाते हैं. नॉर्थ, साउथ, ईस्ट, west. Now this is the western direction. वो western direction में जाते हैं. और western direction में कहां पे जाते हैं? एक जगह है जिसका नाम है टाइटन. T-I-E-T-O-N. You'll have to memorize the names. टाइटन में जाके वो कहां पहुंचते हैं? कॉनराड मेडोज. ये कॉनराड मेडोज भी एक पर्टिकुलर जगह है जहां वो पहुंचते हैं, और वहां से वो कॉनराड क्रीक ट्रेल से चलते हुए मिएट ग्लेशियर तक पहुंच जाते हैं. वहां पे वो अपना कैंप लगाते हैं कैंप कहां पे लगाते हैं? उस मेडो पे के अपना कैंप लगाते हैं। और मेडो कहां पे है? इस वर्म लेक के बगल में। अगला सुबह वो अपना स्विमिंग कॉस्ट्यूम पहनते हैं और फिर इस लेक में कूद जाते हैं। वो उस पूरे लेक को क्रॉस करते हैं और क्रॉस करने के बाद पुनः वापस आते हैं। ऐसा ही एक्शन, कौन सा वाला एक्शन? इस वर्म लेक को क्रॉस करना और क्रॉस करने के बाद पुनः वापस आना, ऐसा इसके पहले एक अमेरिकन ने किया था जिसका नाम था डाउग कॉर्पोरल। इस मिशन को अकॉम्प्लिश करने के बाद, इस मिशन को पूरा करने के बाद वो खुशी के मारे चिल्लाते हैं। खुशी किस बात का? कि उसने वाकई में डर के ऊपर जीत हासिल कर लिया है। वो जब खुशी के मारे चिल्लाते हैं तो उन्हीं का वॉइस इको करने लगता है। गिलबर्ट पीक जो है, ये गिलबर्ट नामक जो पहाड़ है, इस पहाड़ में उसका आवाज टकरा के उसी के पास वापस आता है, इको होता है और उसे एहसास हो जाता है कि अब वो अपना जो डर है, उस डर को जीतने में सक्षम हो गया है। The experience had a deep meaning for me, as only those who have known stark terror and conquered it can appreciate. ये जो एक्सपीरियंस डगलस ने हासिल किया है, कौन सा वाला एक्सपीरियंस डगलस ने हासिल किया है? इस लेक को क्रॉस करने का जो एक्सपीरियंस है, इस एक्सपीरियंस एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल डगलस के लाइफ में प्ले करता है। प्लीज म्यूट योरसेल्फ। ये जो एक्सपीरियंस डगलस का हुआ था, ये एक्सपीरियंस डगलस के लाइफ में एक बहुत अहम रोल प्ले करता है। और इस एहसास को वही लोग महसूस कर सकते हैं, अकॉर्डिंग टू विलियम, who have known stark terror and conquered it. उसका इस बात का एहसास वही लोग कर सकते हैं जिन्होंने अपनी निजी जिंदगी में कभी ऐसे डर का सामना किए होंगे और डर को जीता होंगे। कोई और उसका इस ये जो एक्सपीरियंस, ये जो अनुभव हुआ है, इस अनुभव को सही तरीके से भाप नहीं पाएंगे, सही तरीके से समझ नहीं पाएंगे। सिर्फ वही लोग समझ पाएंगे जिन्होंने खुद अपनी निजी जिंदगी में कभी डर का सामना किए होंगे और डर के ऊपर विजय प्राप्त किए होंगे। In death there is peace. There is terror only in fear of death. And Roosevelt knew when he said, all we have to fear is fear itself. डगलस को इस चीज का एहसास हो गया है कि जो मौत है, ये मौत बहुत ही शांतिदायक है। डेथ वॉज पीसफुल। लेकिन डर किस बात का है? डर है मौत का। अगर मौत आ जाए तो मौत से ज्यादा शांति किसी भी चीज में नहीं। लेकिन हम लोग डर किससे रहते हैं? हम डरते किससे हैं? हमें मौत आ जाएगा इस बात से हम डरते हैं। लेकिन एक बार मौत आ जाए फिर तो शांति ही शांति है। रूजवेल्ट ने बोला था, ऑल वी हैव टू फियर इज फियर इटसेल्फ। ये रूजवेल्ट अमेरिका का प्रेसिडेंट है, एक्स प्रेसिडेंट। अभी डोनाल्ड ट्रंप है तो रूजवेल्ट इज एन एक्स प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ अमेरिका। ये रूजवेल्ट ने बोला था, क्या बोला था? ऑल वी हैव टू फियर इज फियर इटसेल्फ। हमें डर से ही डरना चाहिए, हमें किसी और चीज से नहीं डरना चाहिए। हमें डर किस चीज से लगना चाहिए? डर से। बिकॉज आई हैड एक्सपीरियंस्ड बोथ द सेंसेशन ऑफ डाइंग and the terror that fear of it can produce, the will to live somehow grew in intensity. विलियम को इस चीज का एक बहुत गहरा एहसास होता है। और ये एहसास विलियम को क्यों होता है? क्योंकि ये विलियम ने ये सभी चीजों का अपने निजी जिंदगी में एक्सपीरियंस अनुभव कर चुके थे। मौत का डर क्या होता है? सेंसेशन ऑफ डाइंग। मौत के पहले क्या अनुभव होता है, इस चीज का एहसास विलियम को इसके पहले हो चुका था, जब वो 3-4 साल का था और जब वो 10-11 साल का था। एक बार कैलिफोर्निया में हुआ था, दूसरी बार वाईएमसीए पुल में हुआ था। तो मौत से पहले का जो सेंसेशन है, मौत आने से पहले का जो अनुभव है, इस अनुभव को वो ऑलरेडी हासिल कर चुके थे। और इसके बाद मौत का डर वो अपनी पूरी जिंदगी में इससे पहले अनुभव कर रहे थे, बिफोर ही लर्न हाउ टू स्विम। मौत से पहले का डर का अनुभव, सेंसेशन ऑफ डाइंग जिसे वो बोल रहा है, इसका भी अनुभव वो कर चुका था। और द टेरर दैट फियर ऑफ इट कैन प्रोड्यूस, इसका भी वो अनुभव कर रहे थे, बिफोर ही लर्न द आर्ट ऑफ स्विमिंग। The will to live somehow grew in intensity. लेकिन जीने का जो इच्छा है, जीने का जो ख्वाहिश है, यह ख्वाहिश ही विलियम के मन में वो दृढ़ता पैदा करता है। मौत आ जाएगा तो शांति ही शांति है, लेकिन मौत को सरेंडर करने से अच्छा है कि मौत के ऊपर जीतने के बाद जीना। ये जो जीने का ख्वाहिश अगर आपके ताकतवर है, तो मौत का डर आपके ऊपर कोई प्रभाव नहीं फेंक सकता। At last, I felt released, free to walk the trails and climb the peaks and to brush aside fear.